We all know the stories we've heard from friends, or maybe family members, or maybe just stories that float about. I'm talking about stories about drinking, when people have been drunk. Maybe these people were of age at the time, or maybe they're like other people in America today that drink alcohol below the legal limit. I'd like to ask you a question. Do you think the drinking age limit really does its job and helps make sure that underage people don't get alcohol? Or do you think, like me, that it doesn't do its job very well at all? I'm going to start with talking about some other countries and their laws on drinking. In 2015, 190 countries were surveyed about their drinking age and the correlation that it had with the number of alcoholics in that country, along with the number of binge drinkers and a number of other statistics in that country. What I found was most surprising was that America is actually a minority in the world. 6% of those 190 countries that were surveyed had their drinking age limit at 21, meaning only 12 of those countries had their drinking limit at 21. Actually, the large majority of the world has their drinking age limit set at 18 to 19 years old. That is 61% of those countries, or 115 out of those 190. Some more notable countries that we know that are more developed and are more familiar with are Belgium, Denmark, and Germany. There are actually some countries in the world that also have alcohol banned completely, but those are mainly Muslim countries, and it's it's against their religion to do that. And that was only 8% of those 190 countries. And yet there are still some other countries yet that have no drinking limit at all, or no drinking age limit at all. And another thing that I found interesting was there are 10% of those 190 countries that do not have alcohol banned at all. So that means that there are more countries that have no drinking limit than America, with 6%. Belarus is actually the heaviest drinking country, meaning they have the biggest problem. And their drinking age limit is actually at 18, which I found kind of weird, because why would the country with the heaviest drinking problem have their age set at the majority of the world, or what the majority of the world has? Now let's focus on home. Let's talk about America. As I was preparing my speech, I found out some startling information. Alcohol is the most abused drug among youth in America, even ahead of tobacco and illicit drugs. Even though it's obviously illegal to drink or buy alcohol until you're 21. According to the Center for Disease Control, there are 4,300 annual deaths in America among the underage youth. Another insane fact is that people aged from 12 to 20 in America drink 11% of all alcohol consumed in the United States. In other words, you take 1 out of every 10 alcoholic drinks and you hand it to someone underage. So at this point in researching, I asked myself, how is that even possible when it's the law that people under 21 can't drink alcohol? Well, I think Dwight B. Heath tells it the best. Dwight B. Heath is the Brown University professor of anthropology and has written several books and hundreds of articles on the subject of drinking age that's at in America. While reading about his interview on www.cnn.com, I read that he believes that the drinking age should be somewhere between 4 and 6 years old. Now, some of us may think, and I know I did, that's just insane for toddlers to drink alcohol. But Dwight stands by his opinion because he, like myself, believes that this will make alcohol not seem like any big treat because we will have had it our entire lives. I think he describes it best by describing the forbidden fruit syndrome. Basically what that means is that the more we're told not to do something, the more you want to do it because it's just human nature. If someone were to put a box in front of you and you were left in a room and they told you under no circumstances whatsoever are you to open that box and look what's on the inside, the first thing you want to do is look inside it. Why? Because it's just curiosity and temptation that's inbred into us as humans. Even from elementary school, we're put into the DARE program, or the Drug Abuse Resistance Education program. We're told of how alcohol can ruin your life and send you into a downward spiral, and that, of course, is completely true, if you abuse it. If alcohol is taken in moderation, like it's supposed to be, and not abused, then what's the problem with it? No, I think our problem with society is that we put alcohol on a pedestal. We put alcohol up here. And we hear the stories of how much fun we can have with it and how great it is for us. But you can't have it until you're 21. And then that just kind of all makes us stop and think. Other people argue that if you only have to be 18 to be in the military and put your life on the line and kill other human beings, then why can't you enjoy an alcoholic beverage? After doing my audience analysis, I found out that almost everyone agreed that the drinking age doesn't help at all, because if you really try hard enough, you can go and get alcohol when you're underage. And even college, it's known for drinking on campus, even though it's illegal to have alcohol on most college campuses. Here's some other statistics that you might not know of either. The number of populated deaths annually in the world are 184,000 deaths. 25,000 of those deaths are American. And sugar-sweetened beverages are the main source of added sugars in the American diet. But even though we're encouraged to get a large soda at restaurants, you go into McDonald's or you go through the drive-thru and you order your food, and the person taking your order asks you what size you want. And you think to yourself, well, it's free refills, so I might as well get a large. So what am I getting at? Well, the question that I want all of you to ask is, what's the point of the drinking age, or the drinking age limit? Is it so to guarantee that underage people can't get alcohol? Well, that obviously doesn't work, since 1 out of every 10 alcoholic drinks are consumed by an underage person in America. No, what I think the drinking age does is just make alcohol seem like it's some big scary monster that we shouldn't go near to, look at, or even be around, or speak of until we're 21. Then go buck wild and have all the fun that you want once you do reach 21. Alcohol, like many other things in life, is meant to be taken in moderation and enjoyed. I believe that if we treat alcohol like any other beverage and not some illegal drug that will ruin people's lives, then we will eventually come to think of it as just another thing that you drink at lunch or dinner.